sorry. All that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like sorry, like sorry. Forgive me. It's all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like forgive me, forgive me.
Steve, let's tell people who you are and what you've achieved.
My name's Steph Sinton. I've been training for 30 years now. It's been a long journey. I set out to become Mr. Universe. I knew that in my mind when I was about 9-year-old, and I've finally achieved it.
Steve, I met you in 2004 in this gym, that's correct, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And on that occasion there, we looked around the gym and we looked at the people training, and we realised a lot of the people that were training were fit but not healthy. Now, we did some health checks on you, and what did we find out?
We found all sorts of interesting facts. For example, my general health wasn't good. We checked out my blood. My blood was so unclean, it was unbelievable, and it was very interesting to actually physically see that happening.
Thank you, Steve. And then from there, we started to use some products because you had an interest in winning Mr. World, and we put you on some products, and you were on those products for how long before you went in that title?
I was on the products for about 6 months prior to winning the Mr. World title down in Australia, and within the first few days, the effects were, for me, amazing.
Steve, one of the things I remember you saying, that when you went to Australia and did your Mr. World title, normally after that you're exhausted. I remember you telling me how you felt when you finished the title. Can you tell me?
Yeah, sure. Again, that was another fantastic experience for me. I went over to Australia to win the title. Obviously a lot of stress attached to that. We went over, had a very difficult, hard weekend. We took care of business. I jumped back on the plane almost immediately after the competition, flew halfway across the world, got home and went straight back to work. No effects whatsoever.
Normally after a trip like that, Steve, how would you be?
Basically I feel like I'm dying. It's a very difficult thing to go through a competition when you've got a lack of nutrition in your body. It usually takes me 2 weeks to recover. I'm bloated, so lethargic, I just want to sleep, I ache. It's just the worst feeling ever.
So after the event, you didn't pick up any illnesses or viruses like you normally do?
None at all, none at all. I just slotted straight back into my usual routine. Loads of energy. I was just looking for the next event and looking forward, moving on.
Steve, you started using the products 3 months before you went into Mr. Universe. And in the first 12 weeks of training, what was your bulking condition?
My bulking condition was quite phenomenal. I bulked more than I've previously done since I started out training. I started to gain like I was a beginner again. It was an acceleration.
Sleep patterns?
Sleep patterns, I always had loads of difficulty managing to relax and being able to sleep. Within 2-3 days of using the magnesium product especially, I found that I was going from possibly 1 to 1.5 hours sleep to 5 to 6 hours of sleep, no problem.
Waking up more energetic?
Oh, definitely more energetic. I think the products overall just increase your health so much, and the energy levels just go through the roof. Within 5 minutes of finishing a workout, you just want to go again.
What about your condition while you were training?
It was just amazing to watch the condition coming. It's when you walk on stage, you're trying to portray a healthy look, a statuesque look, a polished look, a healthy look. I had everything. It was everyone was commenting on it. I looked like a champion on stage.
Visits to the chiropractor. When you're training, you're telling me that you have quite often had to go to the chiropractor.
Yeah, I've had all sorts of problems over the years with a bad back. Performed an exercise in my early days, and I'm guaranteed every year to go to the chiropractor probably 3, sometimes 4 times a year. Since being on the products, don't know how this happens, but it's happened. I've had absolutely no visits to the chiropractor, no back pain whatsoever, and I can handle my weight so much easier without having this thing in the back of my mind that my back is going to give up on me.
Gives you more time for training?
It gives me more time to train. I can prepare better for competitions because my back hasn't let me down, so I get more sessions in prior to a competition, and all this just really adds to the finished product, what people see on stage.
An interesting question that quite a lot of people ask me about, people who train at this level, before and after a competition. The big call is there's a lack of libido. What about yourself with libido using the products?
Libido, for me, basically it's no longer a problem for me. Normally before a competition, it can be 6, 8 weeks prior, sex drive just leaves me. That's normally. Now, since I've been using the products, the sex drive hasn't been affected at all. And I can keep the little lady happy at home, which makes a big difference.
Steve, you have achieved your goals. You went for many, many years. Over 20 years, your achievement was to be Mr. Universe. Now that you've won it, you don't need the products anymore.
Not so. I've achieved my dream, built my dream. The dream doesn't end here. I've got other things I want to do with my life, so building the dream continues. And these products are an integral part of where I'm headed.
Steve, how do you feel about endorsing these products?
I have no problem whatsoever about endorsing these products. I'm glad they came along when they did. They're an integral part of my programme now. They helped me become Mr. Universe. I didn't just tag my name to these products, I won the title using these products.
Steve, in recommending these products to everybody, how do you feel about telling everyone about them?
I want everyone to know. I want everybody out there to just give it a go. You will not be disappointed.
Steve, I can see your enthusiasm here in the products themselves and what they did for you. What about other people using them?
All I can say is try them, guys. It's you will not be disappointed. If you ever meet me, you will thank me.
Steve, where do you see the future of what you're doing now?
With the knowledge I've acquired, I know that athletes and bodybuilders are going to be able to achieve great things through natural means without having to put these alien substances into their bodies.
You believe that these products and the other things that you're putting into your range in the future will allow people to do all of these things naturally?
Absolutely. I've used them, I've achieved great things in my opinion. I've worked with other people that are using them and they are just going absolutely crazy about this stuff.
Steve, you've won Mr. Universe. A lot of people look up to top athletes and people who have achieved such great things as Mr. Universe. How do you see yourself as a role model and what are you going to offer to the children?
It's an interesting question because it's not really just about me, it's about high-profile sports persons and athletes becoming good role models. I believe that if we can show the younger generation, the kids, how we have achieved our goals naturally, then we can believe within ourselves that we have become good role models.
Steve, I've got to ask you, how did you get to hear about all these products?
Wow, that's a story. A gentleman called Don Chisholm came into my club one day and we started talking about nutrition in general and how associated with the athlete also. His enthusiasm just pulled me over. He kept talking. I was sceptical, but the guy just wore me down and got me thinking. So I thought, yeah, let's give this a go. And thanks, Don. you've helped me big time.
Fresh from a top 6 place in New York, Steph Sinton, Scotland. And a big hand for all our other professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a fantastic audience all day. Have a very safe journey home. Good night. God bless. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you very much indeed.
Steve, this is your probiotic blend. It was one of the first ones you started back in 2004. Give me a little bit of a run through on the probiotic use for yourself.
Yeah, the probiotic for me, this has become my best friend. It's been my secret weapon almost. It's the key product. It's the one that I believe assists all the others in being successful. It's the linchpin.
The next product we've got here is some green barley. You use this during your training. Give me your view of adding this to your regime.
The green barley is, I use this throughout the day, sometimes 4 times a day, sometimes 6 days a day, especially when I'm training. This green barley is from New Zealand, and I believe we have sourced the best green barley in the world.
Steve, you have some oxygen there. You actually use this when you're training?
I certainly do. Normally I take it 20 minutes prior to a workout. It raises my oxygen within my body for up to 2 hours. I go into a workout with so much more energy. I recover better during training. I recover quicker from training, and also add it to the water that I drink throughout the day. So I've got raised energy levels all the time.
Steve, you've got your magnesium with vitamins and minerals here. Give me a little bit of information of what benefit you achieve from this.
Every illness I've ever studied, there is a lack of magnesium and vitamin and minerals. This product has been put together to combat that. It's allowed me to train hard throughout the year. I also get so much better sleeps because I'm able to relax. I find I get less cramps, which again was a big issue for myself, and it's an integral part of my program.
Steve, you use these products to assist you in winning Mr. World and Mr. Universe. What's your feeling about the general public using or other athletes using? Do you have to be a bodybuilder to use these?
Without question, no. Anyone can get the benefits from these products. Even my friends and colleagues in the gym are getting people on these products. On a daily basis, people are coming back, and I'm getting some awesome stories about the health benefits they're receiving. This is just the beginning.
Right. Now, name?
Pip Charlton.
Pip Charlton. How long have you been training, Pip?
I've been training for about 10 years now.
10 years? Yeah. And you still love it?
Still love it, yes.
And what's the next title that you're looking to gain?
Well, the next competition that I'm going to do is the Miss Scotland, which is in just over a week's time.
Right.
So I'm hoping to win the Miss Scotland and then qualify for the British finals.
British finals in?
Which is down in Southport. So that's basically, it's the best people from all of the regional qualifiers. So the top few placings will go through to the British finals.
Now you've started using Steve's products, how long ago?
I started using those about 4 months ago when I started my competition diet.
And you'd been training for how long before you used them?
Well, I've been training for the competitions seriously hard for about the last year, working at this competition.
And since you started taking the products?
Massive difference. It just really has made a big difference just to my general health, the way that I'm feeling, the training sessions. I've got so much more energy. And whereas before, when I got to this point, I'd start to feel really drained with only a couple of weeks to go, I've still got plenty of energy.
And you're going to take them right through the training?
Yes, I'm going to continue taking them after the competition because they really have made so much difference to my training.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're taking them for what reason? For health reasons? Or?
Yes, I mean, I'm really into my health as well. I always eat a very healthy diet, so I've always been into those sort of things. And I have used other products in the past, but to be honest, I haven't found them as good as the products that Steve's actually endorsing. The green barley's made a massive difference because I have suffered from stomach problems in the past, and I found that that's gone since I've put the probiotics are really helping.
You notice the difference in your weights?
Yeah, definitely. I'm lifting a lot more. So I'm using the oxygen as well. And the oxygen I'm finding is giving me a lot more energy when I'm actually training, and it's enabling me to lift more weights as well.
And how do you feel after your training?
Great. Just really good, really invigorated.
Not as drained as before?
No, definitely not. No. I mean, I've done quite a hard cardio session this morning and I'm still sort of raring to go now, so it's good. It's really good stuff.
You were saying it is fantastic stuff just there.
Products really are fantastic. I mean, I've got a sports science degree and I've done a lot of work on nutrition before, and so I have used a lot of different products, and you know, I really have felt a difference using these products. I'd recommend them to anybody.
Now, in training other people, have you put other people onto them?
Yes, I've got other people taking them as well, and they're getting massive differences. You know, people who've got respiratory problems, the oxygen's working really well for them. Just when they're in training, they're using the oxygen spray, and that's giving them more when they're actually training.
So as a health product, you find they're beneficial. You don't have to be going for a title to use them.
No, without a doubt. If you're serious about your health and you want to keep your optimum health level, then definitely take the supplements. They work.
Thank you, Pip. Kevin, you've been a builder over the last, how long?
10 years.
10 years. And in the building game, you're pretty physical in the building game.
Yeah.
You've been looking for something for a while to see if you could boost your energy.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've used products before?
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's put it this way. It's only how long since you had a look at Steve Sinton's Magnificent 4? When did you start using that?
Probably only about 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago. And the results?
Just insane.
In your own words, what would you say to anybody who was looking at trying this Magnificent 4?
Oh, it'd be silly not to.
As far as taking the product, Kevin, you know, how do you feel about it? Is it difficult to take?
Oh, not really. Once you just mix it in a bit of juice, and in the morning, and yeah, it's fine.
Well, there's 4 products to take, don't you find it? You know, all those different things to take takes up a lot of time to mix and get prepared.
Not at all. A teaspoon of each one, or half a teaspoon of each one, and a little cap full of oxygen, and yeah, away you go.
Away you go.
Yeah, it's easy.
Have you noticed that since using that you have cut down on the snacks that you do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, basically you're just eating good food. I don't find myself eating chips and biscuits and little stuff in between. With the snacks, you're getting little short bursts of energy that's really no good at all.
Yes.
And with the other products, you don't need to. Your body's absorbing all the food, the good food that you eat properly because of the probiotics and whatnot.
Yes.
It's great.
Just out of curiosity, when did you start to notice the difference in an energy lift? How long did it take after your initial taking?
2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
You noticed the difference in 2 days?
Yeah.
What sort of difference would you notice in 2 days?
On the second day of taking the complete routine of like the complete products, like the whole 4, I started back at the gym, and the very next day I woke up and was just shocked. Felt like I didn't even go to the gym the night before, which made me a lot more curious to keep going with it, because I thought this can't be that good, really.
And you've used other products in your training before?
Yeah, yeah.
You have, like bulking products and energy products?
Yep.
And you spent a lot of money on those?
Oh, over the years, I've used a fair few different things, and yeah, haven't got as notable, basically, results.
Okay, so if you weighed them up, this would probably be a similar expenditure to what you spent on the other energy foods that you were getting?
Yeah, I suppose it'd probably be similar.
Yeah,
be about the same, but definitely feel better for it. With the other products that I used to use, you'd still get soreness, and you'd be absolutely drained the next morning. You wake up the next morning and feel like you got hit by a bus.
really.
You feel that exhausted. Just your muscles just don't feel like they want to work. But with the 4 products now, you wake up and you're just ready to go.
So you would be an absolute recommender of Steve Sinton's, what he calls the Magnificent 4.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. These are just a few examples of what many athletes and sports people and people in the general public are achieving from Steve Sinton's Magnificent 4.
it feels like you're in another zone, and it feels like everyone else is going slower, and just I don't know. You just feel like that you're just invincible, pretty much. Like you can just do anything.
When it first happens, I know this with myself. When I first noticed it, I'm thinking, hang on, this has got to stop soon. I can't keep going at this pace.
Yeah, that's the same as me. Like yesterday, I took it. We were running 2 laps for a warm up, and I was still feeling a little bit flat. And then within 10 minutes of taking it, we did our 2 laps, stretched, and then straight into the drills. And I was like, bang! It just hit me. Right, let's go. And we trained for 3 hours solid, and I did not stop running. And at the end of it, I just could have kept going.
It is another zone, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievable.